growing strong. I remember the things that we used to do. A kiss in the rain till the sun shine through. I try to deny it, but I'm still in love with you.
And as Mike Sharkey goes strolling by, he's one of the refs today, and I'd like to say hello to everybody. And well, once again, it's time for Sentinel JV girls basketball as your Ticonderoga Sentinels here on the left taking on the Plattsburgh Hornets on the right. Sentinels coming in, I believe, with a 9-1 mark. And if they kept standings, which they do not in JV ball, I wish they did. If not only for a point of information, I know some people like to see that. Anyway, Sentinels probably on top or near the top of Division II with that 9-1 record. And coming up against, I'm sure, a quality opponent today in the Plattsburgh Hornets. And we'd like to say a special hello to all the viewers of Hornet basketball. I think up there on North Country Cable, I think that's what you call yourselves up there in Plattsburgh. And we wish you success the rest of the season, and glad that we can bring this game to you. The legendary Foxy Gagnon asked if we would cover the varsity, and I said, okay, we'll do that, and we'll throw in bonus coverage here of the girls' JV as well. As the Sentinels and the Hornets going to hook up here, I'm sure, in a classic confrontation. Again, the Sentinels coming in, I believe, with a record of 9-1. And I'm sure the Plattsburgh Hornets have probably had a very good season, although I don't exactly know what their record is. I kind of wish Foxy was around. He could tell me some things here. Will Hutchinson here to bring you the action. My wife, who does such a fine job with the statistical end of things, is not here today. She's feeling a bit under the weather. She went with us to Plattsburgh last night. And even though there's a lot of celebration there with the Sentinels pulling out one-point wins, not only with the JV game, but also with the varsity game against the very tough Plattsburgh Hornets, she wasn't really in a celebrating mood and not feeling particularly well, so she is home resting, and we miss her here today. We just wanted to acknowledge her and let you fans know here that we really do miss her fine help and assistance that she gives us here. Again, the Sentinels with a 9-1 record coming in. This is game number 11 as this 2001-2002 season really motoring along, and we're hopeful here before this game starts that we'll get some information on the Hornets players for you here. We're not in a position where we can get down and get the programming, or the programs, but certainly I think we probably will be able to get some information for you here before the game is over. What we can do, however, is give you some information here on the Sentinel JVs. We've watched quite a few games this year, and also want to take this opportunity, on the tie end of things anyway, to thank Heath Town for all of his help. Heath does not normally cover JV games. He does the varsity games on the road, the girls' varsity games, and once in a while he also does a home game for the varsity girls. But we appreciate so much his assistance and help, and this is much more coverage that the girls have received this year that they have in the past. And wish we could go on the road for both, but it's just too much of a drain on us, and the schedule is tight enough as it is. And we just so much appreciate what Heath Town has done. And also, Dan Hulford deserves some credit, as he has gotten our live facilities up here and running. We don't normally broadcast live because there's several factors. The big one is we can only use one camera that's got the proper hookups and so on, and that's an old camera, and it's not easy to manage. It still works, but doesn't quite give the quality picture that we've come to expect here from the Billy cams, which are newer. We have an old sports cam that we affectionately call Billy Bob, and or it, I should say, that's the only one that we do have the opportunity of using for live cast. Anyway, here comes the man. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Not your fault. Okay, we do have some information here on the JVs. We have both of the Hornets, which we will show in just a moment, and the Sentinels. And thanks to Athletic Director Jim Wells for the information. Let's take a look at the the JVs for the Hornets, and we'll try to pronounce the names correctly. I'm sure you people up in the North Country will laugh at some of my pronunciations, but we'll do the best we can. We have Kylie Goodell, number 10. She is a junior this year. Courtney Rigaud. I hope again I'm pronouncing that right. Courtney wears number 11, and she is a freshman. Lindsay Tyler, number 15, is a sophomore. Number 20, Megan Mazurak, also a sophomore. Then we have a bunch of freshmen here, which we'll go right down the list and give to you. Savannah Bordeaux, number 31. Katie Broderick, number 22. Stephanie Brody, number 23. Molly Flynn, number 24. Janine Holbert, number 33. Susan Jackstadt, number 32. Jacqueline Parks, number 34. Nicole Prenovo, boy oh boy, these names, I tell you, I hope I'm doing this right. Number 50. These are all freshmen, and we have a couple more sophomores that we did not mention. Justine Higgins, number 44, and Jessica Weymouth, I believe, Weymouth, number 30, and the coach for the Plattsburgh Hornets, Suzanne Trombley. Now we move over to the Sentinel side here, and we're happy to bring you Sentinel basketball today, not only for our viewers in Ticonderoga and Silver Bay and Hague and surrounding environments, the suburbs, yeah, right. But we're also going to bring you extended coverage as the North Country will get a chance to watch their very own Plattsburgh Hornets JV and varsity teams. And we're happy to do it for you, Foxy, if you're watching and listening. And it certainly was a pleasure to see Foxy and have a chance to do a little talking to him. Not much time, but always good to see Foxy Gagnon, the legend of the North Country. Okay, let's take a look at the lady JVs. For the Sentinels, we have Caitlin Mandy, wearing number 12. And I tell you what, let's do the freshmen first here. This should be fairly easy because there's not that many of them. Caitlin Mandy, number 12, is a freshman. Rebecca Meserve, one of the many fine sports people from the Meserve family. All of these Meserves very, very good at sports, either soccer or basketball or both. I think some may play softball as well. Rebecca Meserve is a freshman wearing number 14. Number 15, Carissa Fuller, always a very comical young lady, full of life and vigor and vitality. She does take the game of basketball seriously, but she has an awful lot of fun, and I'm always impressed by her on-court actions and demeanor. Carissa is a freshman, and she wears number 15. And then we have Marina Johnson, number 34, and she rounds out the freshman lineup for the Sentinels as we pan around Tie-High Gymnasium with the captains for the Hornets and the Sentinels meeting out there at center court. Actually, I see only one Sentinel out there. Now the sophomores for the Sentinels, Krista Bowman, number 13, Katie Donovan, number 20, Marcy Berge, number 21, Christine Bissett, number 22, Rebecca Barrick, number 23, Allie Gladding, who was out there momentarily. I think that was Allie out there. And Allie wears number 25, Riva Gigiano, number 30, Megan Kroner, number 31, and Allison Safel, number 32. And that rounds out the Sentinel lineup for you, pretty much, and also the Hornets. So, we are moments away here from Sentinel JV girls basketball as the Hornets taking on the 9-1 Sentinels. And again, we'll say special hello to everybody up there in the North Country that gets, I think it's North Country Cable. I don't know what that encompasses. I'm sure it's the city of Plattsburgh probably, and maybe some other areas, but probably Plattsburgh primarily. And again, we say a special greeting and hello to everybody up there, and especially to our good friend, the legendary Foxy Gagnon. We're about ready here for first quarter action, so stick around, please, and join us for Sentinel JV girls basketball here on Channel 17. We'll be right back. And we're back with you here as we get ready for the start of the game. I'm not sure they're going to have the lineups here, national anthem or what. We'll see. Well, it doesn't look like there's going to be any introduction to the players. so we'll dispense with that. Sentinels on the court, and the Hornets coming out here. And we're getting ready here for Sentinel JV girls basketball. The Sentinels with a record, I believe, of 9-1 coming into this. This should be a good one. Hornets always fielding quality teams, and we only meet with them once during the regular season because, of course, the Hornets in Division 1 and the Sentinels in Division 2. But nonetheless, when these teams get together on any level, it's always a good basketball game. And congratulations, by the way, to the Plattsburgh Hornets. As the shot is made. And the foul is on number 33, Janine Hulbert. That's her first and the team's first. And Allison Safell at the free throw line cans it. We probably will not be able to keep track here of the points because my wife and statistician Sandy Hutchinson not here, and I've got to concentrate on the game as much as I can. We have to run the camera here, do play-by-play, so we're not going to try to get too heroic here, but we'll try to keep track of the foul situation, which is so crucial. And a lot of strange going-ons around the CVAC last night in boys basketball. A couple of games decided by 1 point. I think actually 2 or 3, really. One was decided on a mid-court shot. I believe it was the Mariah Peru game with time running down, and the three-point play helped the Vikings pull out a big victory over Peru. And the Sentinel JVs and the Sentinel varsity both winning by a point. And just absolutely exciting basketball. Of course, the Sentinel guys up in Plattsburgh last night and up there at that beautiful facility, and we're happy that we could come away just barely with the win. A double win, actually. Modified played a good game, but they lost. Sentinels with the basketball, blocking a foul. And I think the foul's on number 23, but we'll get the official notification here. Yep, it's Stephanie Brody, and that is her first, the team's second. Sentinels with no team fouls here at the present time. And Berge cans the first one. Marcy Berge. We will go over the Sentinels lineup here when we get a chance. I think we did once. We'll do it again. At least we can tell you who's on the floor when we get the opportunity. Safell fighting in there for the rebound. Have Berge out there, along with Rebecca Meserve, Caitlin Mandy, Allie Gladding, and I think we got everybody. Sentinels with the quick 4-0 lead here. I hope you'll stick around and enjoy Sentinel basketball as we're broadcasting this not only to the Ticonderoga, Silver Bay, Hague area, but also to our friends up there in Plattsburgh as well. And we certainly are complimented that Foxy Gagnon would ask us to do that, and we're more than happy to. So we wish all of our friends up there in Plattsburgh good health, and I hope you enjoy the game. Sentinels with a 4-point lead. Plattsburgh very patient, shot in and out. And we'll keep it right down there. Coach Suzanne Tremblay for the Lady JVs of Plattsburgh, and we got the camera on her. Sentinel basketball here, and I think we have a foul. Yeah, we do. And it's on Rebecca Meserve. That's her first and the team's first. It's a 2-shot foul. The Hornets have 2 team fouls so far. One on Stephanie Brody, number 23, and the other on Janine Hulbert, number 33. 23 and 33 with the fouls for the Hornets, and number 14, Rebecca Meserve for the Sentinels. Will Hutchinson, happy to bring you the action here. Missing my wife terribly because she keeps track of the points and the fouls and some other things. She does such a good job, but she's under the weather and not able to be here. So you probably won't get quite the coverage that you people are accustomed to. And we have another foul. Foul is on number 20, and that is Rebecca Mazurak. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and that's her first and the team's third. That's a non-shooting foul. Number 30-second shot clocks in JV and varsity basketball, and they use the whole floor. Boy, foul's really coming fast now, and that's second on Meserve and the team's second. So when we get a chance here, we will reset the Sentinel lineup for you on the court. I think Johnson in the game now for the Sentinels for the first time. Safel out there, Gladding out there. Mandy is out there also. And Carissa Fuller. And Carissa Fuller, number 15 with, she's always smiling out there, always seems to be. I don't know if that's a smirk or a smile, but she really enjoys playing, I know, and she's just a fun young lady to watch. Shot is on the way as the shot clock runs down, and we are tied at 4. Sentinels got the first 4, and the Hornets have got the next 4, and punched away. Beautiful play there by the Hornets, taken right back by the Sentinels. This is the type of game you expect here from these two clubs. Take away Hornets. The driving layup shot no good. Rebound loose, and last touched by the Hornets. Sentinel basketball as they're moving from right to left. And we have 5:11 to play here in the first quarter. We are tied at 4. And let's see how the players line up here. And the Sentinels breaking the pressure. Thing is, they don't have to worry about that 10-second line. Of course, they still have an over and back, but they don't have to worry about... oh, a rainbow! And that is a long 2. That was close to three-point country, but not quite. It's 6-4. 4:44 left here in the first. Sentinels by 2 in a well-played basketball game. Good passing by the Hornets. Equally good defensive play, though, by the Sentinels on the block. And Sentinels with a little indecision there and sloppy play. And fortunately for the Sentinels, no further damage done, and the Sentinels actually get the basketball back, so they caught a break there. They played kind of sloppy and fast and loose with the basketball coming down, but ties possession. Fuller with it. Oh, she almost had her pocket picked on that one. Johnson, good cross-court pass by the Sentinels. They got to be patient here. Shot on the way, no good. And Gladding in there fighting for it with a couple of Hornets. And turnover Sentinels. 4:14 to go here, first quarter. Sentinels by 2. JV Girls Basketball here on Channel 17, TiTV. And we're broadcasting to an expanded audience today here as we tape the game on January the 19th, 2002. And we welcome all the viewers up in the Plattsburgh area. And special greetings again to the legend, Foxy Gagnon. One of a kind, and a fine gentleman he is. One thing I always appreciated about Foxy was a family affair. You know, when they do the games, his wife was always involved and still is involved, I think, in scorekeeping. I think there's been some illness in the family or something, I'm not sure. And we wish whoever that is in the Gagnon family good health. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember exactly who it was, but I know when we were up there last night, there was some concern, and so our thoughts and prayers are with, I don't know if it's her niece or cousin, or I can't remember, some family member, but I just can't remember. But anyway, getting back to the Gagnon family, always a family affair. When Foxy's son was still in high school, he used to help Dad out in many, many ways, and of course, his wife right in there too to help. That's what I appreciate, family affair. And I miss my wife Sandy here today, who does such a great job with the statistical end of things. Anyway, we've got 3:13 to play as we get back to the game here. 3:13 to play, and the Sentinels on top by 2 in a seesaw battle. Sentinels got the first 4 points. Then back came the Hornets with 4, and now the Sentinels back in front by 2. I have a feeling these teams pretty much even as far as one loss is concerned. Shot no good. And the rebound control, momentarily by the Sentinels, and then they gave it up. A A wild shot by the Hornets, and back come the Sentinels. Tenacious defense here by both clubs. Beautiful steal there by the Hornets, and the driving layup. Basket goes, and a foul, I think. No, wait a minute. Hold on. I think they're waving it off. They're waving it off. And they do not count the basket there. It's 2 shots rather than 2 points and a chance for the 3-point play. And that's Mandy's second, the team's third. Missouri with 2 for the Sentinels. And we get the camera on somebody here. Nice bounce pass there. Sentinels, whoa. She might have gotten away there with a little bit of a walk or a travel, I don't know. I think she took a few more steps there, or a few more strides than what was allowed. But anyway, the basket is good, and it's 8-4. 2.5 to play first quarter here from Tie High Gymnasium JV girls basketball. The long bomb from out a ways, and not missed by a whole lot. Oh, nice steal there by the Hornets, and they put it in. 8-6. Sentinels by 2. Good play at both ends of the courts here by 2 fine basketball clubs, and we have a foul. Number 23, I believe. Yep. And that's on Stephanie Brody, or Brody perhaps. Depends on how you pronounce it. And that's her second, team's fourth. And number 12, Caitlin Mandy, sitting down for the Sentinels. Katie Donovan in the ball game now for the Sentinels. Carissa Fuller with the basketball momentarily. I'll tell you what, Coach Matt Cossey utilizes his bench very well. Most of the girls get a chance to play, and if not all of them. And he's got a good deep bench there. He's got a lot of interest. That's the thing that impresses me, that there's so much interest. In basketball, not just in Ticonderoga, but in the CVAC. Steal, and good. Tough shot. But Carissa Fuller puts it in. Great individual effort by Fuller. And the Sentinels now with a 10-6 lead, their largest of the game, equaled one other time when they led 4-0. There's your time, and the score is 10-6. Safel taking a seat as Coach Cossey continues to shuttle people in and out. Shot on the way, no good, and the Hornets track it down. And they reset here as the Hornets coach saying, set something up, ladies. I've been impressed with a tenacious defense. She's got to get it away within 5 seconds. That rule is the same. Punched away again by Fuller. Whoa, Fuller all over the place here for the Sentinels. Shot on the way is short, air ball, and good try by the Sentinels, but they're not going to be able to save it. Last touch by the Sentinels. Hornets ball with 1:03 to play here in the first quarter. And the Sentinels enjoying a 4-point lead. Sentinel JV girls basketball here on Channel 17. Hello to everybody in Ticonderoga, Hague area, Silver Bay, Street Road, and Suburbia, and also to our friends in Plattsburgh. Down come the Sentinels with the basketball. They lead by 4 with about 35 seconds remaining here in this first quarter of play. Sorry we can't get the entire floor for you, but in girls basketball we don't have as good a vantage point as we do for guys. And as a result, you only see part of the scoreboard. You can see the time, but cannot see the Sentinel score, but we can pick it up down here at this end. Shot clock right in the middle of your screen there. And up we go, and a foul. Sentinels alert on the defense. And we have a foul on Courtney Rogue, or Rogue, I hope. I'm not sure about that. Shot is good by Carissa Fuller, who has played an outstanding game so far here. Carissa, outstanding game for the Sentinels so far. Shot is short. Sentinels with a 5-point lead, their largest. Sentinels with 3 team fouls. Hornets with 5, according to our calculations. Ball punched and slapped away. Sentinel defense really picking it up here. I Actually, that was the Hornets that picked it up that time. Sorry about that. Both defenses playing very well here. And the quarter comes to an end as time was running down, and a very entertaining first quarter it was here from Tie High. Your score at the end of one is Sentinels 11 and Plattsburgh 6. Sentinel JV girls basketball here on Channel 17. Let's keep it right here as we look at the Sentinel bench, and we'll be right back. Score at the end of one, Sentinels by 5, 11-6. And the Sentinels get ready to come back on the court as we kept it here this time. Like to zero in on the coach and the players occasionally anyway. And the Tie Gals with an 11-6 lead here at the end of one. But a well-played ball game here nonetheless by both teams. Here we go, second quarter. Hope you stay with us. Sentinel JV girls basketball. Game number 11. Of the season. Shot is good. Nice entry pass, and I think Safel made the basket. And the Sentinels now enjoying their largest lead of this game, 7 points at 13-6. Punched away again. And Fuller getting into it there. Great play by number 31, Megan Croner, to set that up. And we have a foul. Mike Sharkey gives us a call here. And a foul on the Hornets. And that is on Courtney Rogue. I'm not going to get this name right. I know I'm not, but I'm going to try. That's her second and the team's sixth. Shot way short. Carissa's not going to worry about it too much. She'll just take it in stride. And really a sketch, this young lady. I enjoy watching her play. Carissa puts it up and off to the left that time, so 2 misfired free throws, and then the Hornets lose it. Oh, that hurt right there, that turnover. We don't keep any turnover statistics over here, but boy, what a factor that is. What a telling factor that turnovers can be in a basketball game, or are, not can be, they are. One of the most important statistics. And it certainly does show up at the end of the game, even though it's not directly mentioned all the time. Nice entry pass, but then the shot off the side of the backboard. And it will be Hornets basketball as they have a chance to cut the Sentinel lead to perhaps 4 on this trip. Good tight defense by the Sentinels as the Hornets working around on the perimeter, nearly thrown away, nearly stolen. Shot from the side, no good. Sentinels good defense that time. And back come the Sentinels. Carissa Fuller playing an outstanding game for the Sentinels. Again, we're kind of blocked down in that corner, so you can't see all the action down there. Shot no good. Ball went through several hands. A long-range bomb no good. Sentinels hoisting it up. And Allie Gladding hoisting it up there from, I think, nearly three-point country. She's out there pretty close. Again, there's the area, beyond that circle, that black circle that you see there on the court, and you see it on this side. If you're shooting out there, that's a three-point goal if you make it. Shot is short. Good passing there by the Hornets on that play. And a scrum occurs. And with 6:21 left, it will be Sentinel basketball. Gladding will inbound to Fuller. Megan Croner out there for the Sentinels, Safel, and Berge. And the foul on the double team there, and the foul goes to number 24, Molly Flynn. That is her first. And I think the 7th team foul, I believe. Yes, 17 fouls for the Hornets. So the Sentinels from here on out going to the free throw line to shoot at least a 1-and-1. And guess who's back to the line? Shot is a little short. Fuller having some troubles at the free throw line, but boy, the rest of her game has been right on track here. And we have a foul on the Sentinels this time. And it's on Allison Safel. That's her first and the team's fourth. See why we miss Sandy here, because we can't keep track of everything. Nice block. That was Safel blocking it out of bounds. And again, those are very dramatic, but I think if you can do it, the most effective type of block is where you block it and keep it in play. And hopefully your teammates will have a chance to get the ball. But anyway, a block is a block, and it's a good defensive effort there by the Sentinels. Hornets with 13 on the shot clock as they work the ball around the perimeter. Sentinels with a double team. And blocked. Once again, a couple of good blocks there by the Sentinels. And finally, it ends up in the Sentinels' possession here with 5:40 left to play, second quarter. We're sorry about the fuzziness, but you got to remember that bright light streaming in the doors there. That offers a contrast, of course, to what lighting we got here in the gym as well. And sometimes you get kind of a dark or fuzzy picture. And a fall away, no basket, but we, I think, have a Sentinel foul here. Yep, that's a Sentinel foul. And it's on Allie Gladding. That's her first, and I believe the Sentinels, well, 16 foul, actually. I've got 5 here, but it should be 6. Sentinels are not yet in the penalty, but I think they will be here on the next one. Sentinels are in the bonus, however. That was a 2-shot foul. Sentinels still leading by 7 here. Score has remained pretty dormant here for a while. Shot on the way. Shot is short. And the Hornets. Oh, there's a great turnaround for the Hornets right there. Basket is good, and I'm not sure who the foul was on. I think it might be on Berge, but I'm guessing. If it is, that's her first and the team's 7th. I'm not sure about that. I did get the 1 there, but I'm not sure who the other, what the front end or the number was, or back end or whatever it was. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Mike Sharkey on the call here. Looks like, I think we have a lane violation or something on the Sentinels. A lane violation, that's what Mike Sharkey's calling. And that's a bonus free throw. Sentinels in too soon. Shot on the way, and the shot is good. So the Sentinels breaking down a little bit there. And nice shooting by the Hornets as they get a bonus free throw. Got to watch those lane violations. That happened in the modified game once or twice. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And that's also a factor. And tipped away by the Hornets, but the Sentinels get it back again. 9 on the shot clock. Safel puts it up. No good. And chipped out of bounds off the Plattsburgh Hornets, and it will be Sentinel basketball as they'll nearly have a full shot clock to work with. Shot clock in JV and varsity basketball for the ladies, and the shot is good. Good position there by the Sentinels, and they build their lead back up to 6. Shot clock in ladies ball is 30 for the JVs and the varsity. And they have the entire floor which to work with. They don't have to worry about getting it up over that 10-second line. And we have another Sentinel foul. And that's on Megan Kroner. And unofficially that's her first, but I don't know if that's right or not. 18 fouls on the Sentinels. I'm pretty sure about that. 2 more, and Hornets will have 2 shots the rest of the way, with still a whole lot of time left here in this second quarter. Molly Flynn getting a nice round of applause from the Plattsburgh fans, as she has done well for her team. Stephanie Brody at the free throw line shooting and missing. Sentinels with a 5-point lead. They get the basketball. And the Sentinels bringing it up under a lot of pressure, though, and the Hornets playing tough D, and they think they lost the basketball. I think she ran out of court there, or perhaps, turned it over. One of the many turnover situations you can have. Here's the shot. Sentinels using very little dribbling on that play, and that's what's been very effective for them. When they can catch it, a couple of crisp passes and shoot it. Coaches love that when you don't have to do a whole lot of dribbling. And it also means that the plays they've worked so hard on are coming to fruition, as it were. Well-played game here by both teams. Oh, a little bumping there. But a good no call, just incidental contact. Hornets with the layup, no good, however. No, all the action you can want here in this thing, I'll tell you. The Sentinels with a 5-point lead. Sentinels on the D. Hornets working it around. The stop and the pop is good. And the lead now is just 3 for the Sentinels. Number 20, that was Megan Mazurak. And again, I'm doing my best on these names, but I'm not sure if I'm getting them right. And I really have no time to find out before the game starts if that pronunciation is correct. Kind of wish you were here, Foxy. You could help me out with these. 3:22 to go, second quarter, and the Sentinels with a 3-point lead. Sentinel JV girls basketball here on Channel 17. Sentinels at 9-1 coming in. I believe that is correct. Shot is good, and from the extended foul line from the key, and now the lead is just 1. A good comeback by the Hornets here. Sentinels at one time, I think, enjoyed a 6-point lead, but that's pretty well gone, and kaboom. And if you've ever played basketball, folks, and you hit the floor, it's not pleasant. Well-played basketball game here, highly competitive. 2:59 left here in the second, and the Sentinels hanging on to a 1-point advantage. Ooh. Sentinels get the basketball on a good team D there. Here comes Fuller. Fuller slows it up. Comes to a screeching halt. Shot. No shot. Thought maybe they're going to put it up. I couldn't tell anyway from that side. Oh, ball loose, and the Hornets tenacious on the defense, picking it up there, picking the Sentinels' pocket on that one. And the Hornets will get it out as they fire away. What a game here so far. Excitement aplenty here at Tie High Gymnasium. Sentinels and Hornets going at it. These teams only meet each other once because they're in different divisions, but the way they're playing is like they have a long-standing rivalry here. And the foul is on the Hornets. And I think that's on Megan Mazurak, and that's her second and the team's 8th. So the Sentinels also in the bonus. Shot on the way, it's short. And the follow, no good, and Johnson keeps it alive. Here's the shot by Caitlin Mandy, and couldn't cover them at a better time for the Sentinels. And they build the lead back up to 3 as the Hornets were making a run on the Sentinels. And finally, the Sentinels answer with some points of their own. Here's the stop and a pop. Pretty shot. And that is a 2, 17-16, Sentinels by 1. We have 1:51 left to play here in the second. And do we have another foul? I couldn't tell. We do. Still another one. And Lindsay Tyler is the guilty person this time. And I believe that's 9 team fouls on the Hornets, at least 8 or 9, I'm not sure which. Sentinels not yet in the double bonus, but they will be if the Sentinels if the Hornets foul again, and the shot is good. It's a 1-and-1, so they're hold everything here. They're going to come back. Remember the days of the NBA where you would be fouled and you'd get just one shot, but that rule went up in smoke in a hurry. That was not a very good one, I don't think. Shot no good, and the rebound. Oh, Safel on the rebound. Sentinels keeping it alive. And we have a possession arrow situation, and this time it will belong to the Tie Gals. Tie JV girls basketball here on Channel 17, 1:45 to go, and the Sentinels with a 2-point lead here in the second quarter. Shot is no good, and the Hornets with the rebound. Fairly easy rebound, as rebounds have been going in this game. Nice move there by 23. Shot from the side is good. Oh, they worked that play to perfection a couple of times already. And nice look at the basket and the 2 points by Megan Bazurak. And the score is tied, 18-18. Hornets and Sentinels locked in a good one here from Tie High. Glad you could be with us for Sentinel JV girls basketball. And we have a foul. I don't know who the foul was on. I did not get the indication. I was too busy looking down at my notes here. So I'm not sure who the foul was on. Mandy at the free throw line, shooting. I believe 2. Yes, 2 shots. And it is now 19-18, and the Sentinels creep back into the lead. I have no idea who that foul was on. So I'm going to put it as a phantom foul over here in the corner. Mandy, nice high arcing shot, and nothing but net on both of those with 1:28 left, and the Sentinels with a 2-point lead at 20-18. But don't go away, folks. I think this game will continue to be the exciting game that it has started out to be anyway. This first half really has been well played, with plenty of fouls, I might add. And the Sentinels now in the, well, I don't know if they are or not, not sure. I know they're in the single penalty situation, the 1-and-1, but I'm not sure if, yeah, it's a 1-and-1. So the Sentinels, I think, have one more foul. If they commit one more foul before this half ends, then Plattsburgh will get 2 shots. And it's 20-19. It looks like this half may end up in a tie, or at least very closely contested as far as the score is concerned. And these teams have played very well. Been a most entertaining basketball game, and glad we could bring it to you here at TiTV for the Ticonderoga, Hague, Silver Bay area, but also for Plattsburgh as well. And I think we can wish everybody up there in Plattsburgh a Happy New Year. I know I've wished our viewers down here Happy New Year on occasion. Numerous occasions, actually, so we'll do the same here for everybody in Plattsburgh. And the Sentinels, a little ragged play. They do get the basketball. Just under a minute to go now. Shot clock right in the middle of your screen, so we don't have to comment on that. Here's a shot. Good! And that is a 2, I think. And was that Katie Donovan that made the shot? I think so. I'm looking through this little monitor here, and although it's in color, we have trouble sometimes picking them up unless you get real close. Sentinels with a 2-point lead. 40 seconds remaining here in the quarter and in the half. Oh, didn't miss by much. Both teams getting good looks at the basket. Numerous opportunities. And the Sentinels have capitalized a little bit more than the Hornets have, but the Sentinels lead by just 2. So hope you'll stick around here for second half action as we set the stage for another good second half of action, equaling probably what has happened here in the first. And we have another foul. And Mike Sharkey on the call. And I believe that's 3 on Caitlin Mandy, and should be the 10th team foul for the Sentinels, and should be double bonus time. As Courtney Roguet at the free throw line. I hope I've got her last name correct here. Courtney makes the first, she'll get one more. 22-21. Both teams with, I believe, 10 fouls. So we've had everything in this game. Beautiful shooting by number 11. And the score is tied. 22-22. Sentinels should be playing here for the last shot as the shot clock is turned off. That will not be a factor here the rest of the way. A little trouble there on the offense for the Sentinels. I think they keep it. 5, 4, 3, 2. And with 1.5 seconds, this half not over yet, and we have another foul. I think it was on 44, but I'm not sure. Yes, it was. Justine Higgins, I think, is the person fouling, and the Sentinels going to the free throw line to shoot a couple shot is no good. Katie Donovan at the free throw line. Katie, a sophomore, and gets a lot of playing time, and she does very well for the Sentinels out there. In fact, the whole team does. Shot at the buzzer, count it! Right at the buzzer! Woo! The last second prayers it were, and they heaved it up and count that basket, and the score here at the end of the first half, the Sentinels with a 24-22 advantage. And we'll be right back here when we get ourselves organized and just have a few comments. Well played game here by both the Hornets and the Sentinels. We are at halftime. Here. No, we're not. We're going to bring you up to date here on the scoring by quarters and the fouls and all that, but we had a nice chat here with Megan Tubbs. I'm glad she came over. Megan, of course, one of the fine varsity players for the Lady Sentinels, and she tells me that Lee Kristen is playing again. In fact, she was playing at NAC. Of course, we don't go on the road games as a rule on the road trips with the girls. We have enough. We have our hands full covering the boys home and away. But Lee Kristen is playing again, and she will play today. She had a bone bruise, I guess, and I don't know if she had an MRI or scheduled to have one, but probably Lee playing under some duress. This is for the varsity now, but glad to know that she is back and fairly healthy, or at least healthy enough so that she can play. Let's take a look here at these foul situations. We have it for the Plattsburgh Hornets. We have Courtney Rogue with 2 fouls, Lindsay Tyler with 1, Megan Mazurak with 2, Stephanie Brody with 2, Molly Flynn, Justine Higgins, and Janine Hobart with 1 apiece. And we also have another person who fouled, and I don't know who that was. So we look at the Sentinels. Let's just keep it right here, and I got to start the coach's tape before I forget it. Okay, that little obligation is out of the way. Let's take a look at the, we're looking at the Sentinels, so we'll keep it right here. Caitlin Mandy with 3, Rebecca Mazur with 2, Carissa Fuller, Marcy Berge, Allie Gladding, Megan Kroner, and Allison Seffel. And by the way, I'll complete the thought first. These people have 1 foul. The only Sentinels in any kind of foul trouble, Rebecca Mazur with 2, and Caitlin Mandy with 3. And Megan Tubbs and I were watching our replay setup here. On that last basket, the buzzer beater right at the end of the first half with 1.5 seconds remaining, and it was Allison Seffel who made that basket. So a big 2 points for the Sentinels. They do have the 2-point lead here as we start the third quarter of action here from Tie High Gymnasium. It's JV girls basketball here on Channel 17. And we have a tie-up situation, which means the possession arrow this time belonging to the Sentinels. And by the way, if we're looking, here's the possession arrow right up there. I guess you can't even see it. But we do have that on our scoreboard. Nice dish off there. Berge spinning, looking for help. Goes down the baseline and turns it over. Not one of the better trips for the Sentinels that time down the floor, and it will be Hornets basketball. I believe, according to Megan Tubbs, who had a nice conversation with, I appreciate her coming over to talk to us. Megan said, I believe that the Hornets, the JV Hornets, have only 1 loss. So if that's the case, the Sentinels and the Hornets at 9-1, and 2 quality opponents going at it. And I can see why this game is so close. At times it's a ragged game, but for the most part, as we have 5 seconds on the shot clock, and a banker is good, and the score is tied, 24 apiece. To complete my thought, the play can be ragged at times, but then it's picked up, and for the most part, just a well-played game. Nice bounce pass there. Berge turns around, shoots, doesn't get it. And we'll wait and see what the call is. It is Hornets basketball. That was quite obvious, actually. And we're going to make sure all our equipment is working here. Will Hutchinson here with you. Sandy is not here. Sandy, my wife, and of course does such a great job with the statistical end of things. She had about all she could take on that long trip up to Plattsburgh last night, or it seemed long for her, and she is quite a bit under the weather, so hope she is feeling better. And the shot is made there by number 23, Stephanie Brody, and a 3-pointer for the Hornets. And the Sentinels now trailing by 3. And it is a Plattsburgh foul. That will be a non-shooting foul. And the parade of fouls continues here as Megan Mazurak picking up her third, I believe, and the team's first of this second half. Shot good. And the Sentinels have cut the Plattsburgh Hornets lead to 1. Seesaw game here between two very, very fine basketball clubs. Take away. Little ragged. Hold on. And what do we got here? And the Sentinels will get the basketball. The foul is on Stephanie Brody. That's her third and the team's second. Again, this is unofficial up here. We don't always get it right. Because occasionally we get some strange looks from the scorer's table up here. But for the most part, I think we're right on. And the entry pass kind of fizzled for the Sentinels, and it will be Plattsburgh basketball with 5:45 left to play third quarter, and Plattsburgh leading by a point. I think the largest lead of the game by anybody, I believe, was 5 or 6 for the Sentinels, but they could not hold that. Shot is no good. And we do have a foul on the Sentinels. Foul is on Marcy Berge. Her second and the team's first of this second half. Great play there. Taken away beautifully. Shot is no good, though. Great play, great effort there by Rebecca Mazur, but she's just not able to put it in. 5:25 left to play as Gladding triggers the inbounds for the Sentinels. Safel got it. Safel very effective off that play, and she was the one that hit that buzzer beater right at the end of the first half. And Safel very effective off that play. I've seen her do that many times during the season. And a 1-point lead now for the Tie Gals. They're back in front. Tie JV Girls Basketball here on Channel 17. Hope you're enjoying the telecast, and we say a special greeting to everybody up in Plattsburgh who will be eventually getting this game on tape delay, courtesy of TiTV, and also as a favor to Foxy Gagnon, our good friend. And I tell Foxy again, my buddy, retire as soon as you can, buddy. You'll love it. You really will. Foul is on the Hornets, by the way. And that is on Courtney Rougé, Rougeau. Third on her third team foul. Sentinels with 1 so far here. Sentinels with the basketball. They got the 1-point lead. About 4:40 left to play. Shot no good. Sentinels reset. They got 14 on the shot clock with which to work. 10 on the shot clock. And punched away. Last touch by the Hornets. 4 seconds on the shot clock. 4. So the Sentinels do have time, but they got to hurry it up a little bit here. And the inbound into Safel. Safel very effective. Baker good! As time was running down. Nice pass by the Sentinels, and Safel hits the 2. And the Sentinels lead by 3. Great defense by the Sentinels once again. Back and forth this game is going. Momentum changing almost as we speak here. Glad you could join us here for Sentinel basketball. This is a most interesting basketball game. Very exciting. Both teams, I think, with only 1 loss, according to what Megan Tubbs told me, and we appreciate Megan coming over to see us. We have not talked to Megan much at all during this school year, and it's good to have her over here, and she can come over frequently if she wants to. Foul is on number 20, Megan Mazurak, and that's her 4th and the team's 4th. Sentinels will inbound. With 4:08 to play, and they have a 3-point lead. Here in the third quarter from Tie High. And again, be patient. We'll try to get these games on as soon as we possibly can for you, but it's, varsity with a priority, then JV, then modified. And I'm so thrilled I was able to cover the modified game today, even though they lost. It was good to see the Lady Modified out there playing. And a really good ball game between the Hornets and the Ticonderoga girls modified basketball team. Plattsburgh in a tough, hard-fought game prevailing. Boy, the Sentinels keeping it alive. Basket is good, and a foul. Sentinels keeping it alive on the offensive glass. And we have a foul on Lindsay Tyler. That's her second and the team's fifth. Timeout, Hornets. Sentinels by 5, 32-27. This is Sentinel JV Girls Basketball on TiTV. Back with you again here. We get a chance, we'll go back over the lineups for both clubs. We try to do that because normally we really don't know that much about the visiting team or whatever, the team the Sentinels are playing. And sometimes we don't know a lot about the Sentinels either. So we will try to give some recognition here to these ladies, and hopefully we can pronounce their last names correctly. That's always a fun thing here in the North Country. Always a challenge for us. And I'm sure Foxy's getting a big kick out of it. I'm not, but... Sentinel basketball here against the Hornets. And blocked by Safel, out of bounds. And the Sentinel fans very appreciative of that play. And especially over in that corner. Pretty good turnout here of Sentinel fans as number 25 coming out of the game, Allie Gladding, playing very well for the Sentinels. I'm sorry we don't have any point information for you, but we just can't keep that. 7 on the shot clock, 3:26 here on the game clock in the third quarter, and the Sentinels on top by 5. But this has been a seesaw game. Plattsburgh really impressed with the way they came back after the Sentinels had a 6-point lead, and Plattsburgh actually took the lead by a point or two. And let me guess, we have another foul. Yeah, we have another foul. I think it's on Courtney Rogue. I'm going to get that name right yet. And that's a 16 foul on Plattsburgh. So Sentinels should be in the bonus, by my calculations anyway, but that may not be right on the next foul. Good entry pass, shot by Safel. No good. She's very effective. They seem to find her. She goes to the ball very well. And she was the one, again, that hit that exciting buzzer beater right at the end of the first half. Safel really developing into quite a player for the Sentinels. I remember her from the 6th grade science fair. Never had her as a student, but do remember her. And really impressed with the way she has been growing as a basketball player. Johnson, nice play. A little too strong, but Safel, count the basket, I believe. Well, let's see. Did it go or not? Yes, it did. Right at the buzzer. That was a shot clock buzzer, by the way, not the game clock. We're not at the end of the third quarter yet. Right at the buzzer. And so that's a double buzzer beater there for Safel. She did one at the end of the first half. And now she beats the buzzer, time running down on the shot clock. Safel's heroics gives the Sentinels, I think, their largest lead of the game of 7. And now it's 9 on the nice drive by number 12, I believe. That was Caitlin Mandy who put it in. The Sentinels now with a 9-point lead. And punched away by the Sentinel defense. Sentinels coming alive here after Plattsburgh came storming back on their own, answering the call. After Sentinels had a 6-point lead, Plattsburgh actually took a lead, and now the Sentinels with a 9-point lead. Back and forth basketball here. And both teams, I believe, coming in here with a record of 9-1. So you're being treated here to a well-played game here. Shot from the side, no good. And we have a foul on the Sentinels. And I think it was on Johnson. I'm not sure about that. I didn't really get that, but it sounded to me as if it was Johnson because there was a comment I could hear. That's okay, Marina, so I assume it might be on her. And if that's the case, that's only her first foul, and only the second team foul on the Sentinels as they play takeaway again. Mandy in a little bit of trouble that time. Number 12, Caitlin Mandy with an outstanding game for the Tigals. She's a freshman. Really appreciate good basketball, and both of these teams are giving us a good demonstration of that today. And I'm sure the Hornets have plenty of gas left in their tank to get back in this thing as they trail by 9. Sentinels looking to go 10-1 here. And don't forget, the Sentinels coming right back here to Tie High Gymnasium 1 week from today, I believe it is, as the Sentinels taking on. Nice shot. And I think that was Lindsey Tyler, I believe. Nice shot from the side there, 36-29. Sentinels with a 7-point lead. And to complete the thought, Sentinels will be right back here a week from today. That's January 26th, as we're taping this game on the 19th of January as they play the Moriah Vikings. Shot is no good, and then the Sentinels after that go on the road for 3 and come back home to close out the season here at Tie High. There's a layup, shot no good. End-to-end action, back and forth we go here. Whoa, isn't this great? Whoa! 2 more for Tie, and with 40 seconds left, Sentinels back up on top by 9. And taken away again by the Sentinels. Shot clock, game clock about 2 seconds off, or thereabouts. Yeah, about that. In fact, exactly, no, not quite. A little less than 2. And the Sentinels like to run. You know, they can run with the best of them. The Hornets like to run, and as we've been treated to a great game here. Shot is no good. Sentinels with a 9-point lead. We have a foul. Hold on, and that's against the Sentinels. And we have a foul on Katie Donovan. I believe that is only her first and the 3rd team foul for the Tie Gals. Allison Safel getting a nice round of applause. What an outstanding game she has played. She's hit on 2 buzzer beaters, one the scoreboard and the other on the shot clock. And Safel getting a well-deserved rest. She's played very well for Coach Matt Cossey. Matt Cossey's first year, I believe, as coach. Now, he may have had some other experiences, but he's doing a fine job with the Sentinels. And we have a Sentinel foul, and that's on Berge. Marcy Berge's 3rd. Sentinels' 4th team foul, I believe. And to the free throw line. Of course, again, what we're doing up here is unofficial. At the line, number 44, and that's Justine Higgins. Shooting and hitting. Higgins with the basket. And the lead now back to 8. And by the way, speaking of Lee Kristen, she's just going by. Maybe you could see her head or part of it. So Lee will be playing. I think she started playing again at NAC. Here's the shot, and the Hornets trying to capitalize. Could not do it. Time runs out. And the 3rd quarter is history in a well-played ball game. Sentinels on top, 38-31. This is Tie Sentinel JV Girls Basketball on Channel 17. We'll take a timeout and be right back here at Tie High Gymnasium. We're back here, and the Sentinels scoring by quarters. I believe we have this correct. Tie 11-6 in the first. Tie was outscored 16-13 in the second. And the score at halftime was 24-22 Sentinels. And then Tie really turned on the Jets in the 3rd quarter, and they outscored Plattsburgh 25-15. And the Sentinels now with a 7-point lead. I believe that's correct. Yep. And, well, what do you know? The Billy Cam is positioned just right for a change. Normally we are someplace else on the court, especially when the quarter starts. But we're with you this time. 7:54 left here in the 4th. We've just started. Pull up a chair and join us. This has been a good basketball game. The Sentinels right now enjoying a 7-point lead, but the Hornets certainly have that firepower to get right back into this thing, and they've shown it on a couple of occasions. Shot from the side, no good, air ball. And down come the Sentinels. And they slow it up. Nice entry pass, but the shot misfires. Shot goes up, foul, Plattsburgh. And that is on Kylie Goodell. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. And that is a 17 foul now on the Hornets, as we have it anyway. I think we're pretty close, but we may be a foul or 2 off. We usually are. Shot is good. Mandy playing an outstanding game for the Sentinels. I have no idea how many points these ladies have scored. We can't keep that statistic here. We just don't have time to do it. But Mandy plays very consistently. And we have a... we're waiting for something here. I'm not exactly sure what. And it looks like the Hornets coach is pondering some things. I don't know what it's all about. Well, okay. It was a little bit, I don't know what the deal was. I think possibly it was just the fact that the Plattsburgh coach was not sure who she's going to put in. But I'm only guessing. I don't know for sure. Anyway, Mandy at the free throw line. And Mandy follows her own shot and hits. Oh, well, there's a three-point play a very unique way. She got a point, and then she missed the shot, followed her own rebound, and got it. And that's kind of backwards. Usually it's the other way around. But that's okay. Sentinels will take that, and they have a 10-point lead on the three-point play in reverse that time. You see a little bit of everything here today. This has been an unbelievable season in the CVAC, not only from the boys' standpoint, but from the girls. We've seen more guys' games, but every game has its idiosyncrasies. Great to be a part of this, and I hope you fans feel that you're a part of it too. That's why we do it. Because I know a lot of you fans cannot get out to the games, and we hope you're enjoying yourselves here watching Sentinel basketball here on Channel 17. Johnson working hard, and then she fouled. Sorry about that. Offensive foul on Marina Johnson. I believe that's her second and the team's fifth. Sentinels not yet in the penalty situation. And according to my records, the Hornets with 7 team fouls. Pretty good turnout here today at Tie High Gymnasium. And this is, I guess you could say, a holiday weekend as we remember the efforts and the work of Martin Luther King Jr. Let's not forget how much that man, whether you like him or don't like him, he contributed a lot to racial harmony and gave his life for it ultimately. And so we remember Martin Luther King Jr. here during this weekend. Again, I don't know when this game will be on. We'll try to get on as soon as we can for you, but please be patient. We have a lot of things to show on Channel 17, and we do the best we can. Johnson taking a seat for the Sentinels. Great effort by Marina Johnson. Once again, a track meet, and coast to coast. And that is Rebecca Meserve. And timeout, Plattsburgh. And I believe a full timeout to Plattsburgh as the Sentinels getting their running shoes on again, and the Sentinels now up to a 12-point lead. 43-31 Sentinel basketball here on Channel 17. We'll be back. We're back with you here. We have 6:28 left here in the fourth quarter, and the Sentinels with a 12-point lead. At the end of 3 quarters, the Sentinels definitely their best quarter by far. Well, it didn't break the game open, but had a comfortable 7-point lead, and now they've turned it on a little bit more, and they lead by 12. But the Hornets, with plenty of time to get back in this thing. Hornets and Sentinels only meeting once during the season. Hornets in Division 1, Sentinels in Division 2. And the shot clock violation. Sentinels were fortunate. They did beat the shot clock violation once, right at the buzzer as Safel hit. However, not so fortunate for the Hornets that time as they ran out of time. 5:55 left to play. Triple nickels here, remaining in the fourth quarter. Here's Safel, waste of presence. She loves that bank shot, that turnaround banker. Very effective for her. She has a good court presence. They get the ball into her. She certainly is a very formidable target there. No offense, but I've got to describe it some way. And she's easy to spot out there and certainly does have the move. She has a very effective bank shot. And she can also put it in from three-point country as well. Hope you're enjoying Sentinel JV Girls Basketball here on Channel 17. This is part of a triple header that we're doing. It won't be on that way. You won't get modified JV and varsity in that order, but we got another game to go here. As a Sentinel varsity, undefeated, by the way, going against a very fine Plattsburgh Hornets team, who I believe have an 8-2 record. Anyway, this is the JV end of things, and the Sentinels, as the ball goes way up into the crowd. Sentinels lose the basketball, and there's 5:20 left to play in the fourth here, and the Sentinels continuing to lead by 12. And a drive down the lane, Sentinel foul. Plattsburgh will probably start taking it to the hoop as much as they can. And I'm not sure exactly who that foul was on. It might have been on Safel, but I'm not positive. We'll give it to her, although I'm not sure about that. Shot is good by number 23, and that is Stephanie Brody. Stephanie playing with 3 fouls. There we go. And next Sentinel foul, they'll be over the limit too, I believe. Plattsburgh already over the limit, so both teams will be in the 1-and-1 here. And that will equalize things out in that department. Oh, beautiful drive by Mazur. She went coast to coast on that. Oh, she spun and weaved her way beautifully there through the traffic, and a pretty layup. 45-33. 12-point Sentinel lead. Shot is no good. Rebound, good position there by number 34, Marina Johnson. Marina Johnson playing an outstanding game for the Sentinels. Everybody out there has been doing their part. And again, I'm sorry we've not been able to keep track of the points for you. Offensive foul on Johnson, I think. Well, no, I'm not sure about that. Is it or isn't it? No, it's a turnover. It's not a foul. I don't see any indication, so it must have been just a turnover. And a look of puzzlement there on Johnson's face. Coach Cossey talking to the Sentinel defense. One player in particular, got to get there. Oh, pretty shot from outside. And that is a 2, a long 2. 45-35, Sentinels with a 10-point lead now. Still enough time here for the Hornets to get back into this. There's just a little over 4 minutes, and the entry pass denied that time. Sentinels have been very effective with that in this game, but not that time as the Hornets broke it up. And we have 20 on the shot clock, 4:05 on the game clock. And there's Safel again. That presence. She's certainly easy to find, and when she gets the ball, things really happen. Mostly in a positive way, but not that time as the Hornets effectively defended against the Sentinels. Here's the stop and the pop from long range. No good. Rebound. And we have a Plattsburgh foul, not a Sentinel foul, and that's at least 4 on Brody, number 23. Both teams over the limit. It might be 5 on her, I don't know. Could be 5. Yeah, I think it is, and that's probably that phantom foul that I could not figure out who fouled, but I finally figured it out. I believe Brody is fouled out of this game. I love it how some players, when they foul out of the game, they're not about to leave, unless the ref indicates that, and they'll kind of hang around out there and kind of blend into the scenery if they can. And I think there's been a few cases where they've made mistakes at the scorer's table. I'm sure it's happened, and the player gets to be out there for an extra foul, as it were, but not this time. Safel at the free throw line. What a game she has played here for the Ti JV. Shot is no good. Sentinels with the 1-and-1, missed the first one, so you can't get the second if you missed the first. Both teams now in the penalty and bonus, so you won't have to say that anymore. So they're guaranteed at least a 1-and-1. Oh, good play there by Safel, not to foul. Plattsburgh working the ball on the perimeter, and that is a 3. The trifecta from three-point country, and back come the Hornets. They trail by just 7 now. Like I said, they've got at least one run left in them. Here goes the entry pass to Safel, and Hornets have really defended Safel very well the last couple of times down. Hornets with a chance on the trifecta to cut it to 4. But taken away. Mandy with a great play. Here she goes. Layup is good. Mandy. And the lead back to 9 for the Sentinels. That was a big play for Ty because you could feel the momentum starting to swing a little bit toward Plattsburgh, but the Sentinels answered the call in very effective fashion. 2:45 left here in the fourth. Shot clock right in the middle of your screen. Shot from long range, a little short, ball loose, and the Hornets keep it. Number of Sentinels trying to get the basketball, could not, and probably one of them touched it. That's why the Hornets had the basketball. And nearly a full complement of time on the shot clock with which to work, but taken away. Eventually ends up in Johnson's hands. Nice bounce pass, pretty bounce pass. And the Sentinels keep the basketball. I think one of the most effective plays, or one of the prettiest plays to watch, is a bounce pass. If they do it right, it is a thing of beauty to watch. And Johnson trying the bounce pass again, but not able to connect this time, and Plattsburgh will have the ball. Time starting to work against them now with 2:17 left in the fourth, and the Hornets trailing by 9. Stop, and the long-range pop, no good. And Plattsburgh will keep it with 26 on the shot clock and 2:04 on the game clock here in the fourth quarter. And if the Sentinels hang on to win this thing, we will get right on out of here. Oh boy, well, I better not say too much here. Boy, a couple of big threes by the Hornets, and they are right back in this thing, trailing by just 6. So I guess we're not going to go away quite yet here. It's not over, folks. Sentinels can use, almost a miscue there. 14 on the shot clock, 1:40 on the game clock. The layup attempt, good! Basket is good, and a foul. That was a big 2 for the Sentinels. Basket, good. The foul, I think, is on 32, but I'm not positive about that. I'm trying to see if indeed she's out there. I think she is. I don't want to give a foul to somebody who's not even out on the court. I've done that before. Anyway, it's a Hornets foul. Basket was good. Sentinels back up by 8 in a very key basket. And we have 1:38 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Again, we'll say if the Sentinels hang on and win this thing, they will go now to 10-1 on the season. And what a fine coaching debut for Coach Matt Cossey, right in the middle of your screen there, as we don't usually get in on the bench conversation too much, but we will this time. And we take a look at the Sentinel bench. And we'll also tell you this has been a presentation of TiTV Channel 17 Sports. Will Hutchinson, very happy to bring you this game. And once again, a special hello to our friends up in Plattsburgh as well, especially to Foxy Gagnon and his fine family. And Foxy made us feel very welcome up in Plattsburgh when we were there last night. I'm sorry the outcome was not better for the Hornets on the JV and the varsity side of things, but both teams, of course, will play another day. Just an outstanding effort by both the JVs and the varsity for both the Hornets and the Sentinels. Shot no good. No three-point play that time. Hornets have to hurry. They've got a minute and a half to go, and they trail by 8. Both teams coming in with a record of 9-1, I believe. Sentinels with a good defensive stop opportunity here will help their cause, and they take it away. And 1:15 left here in the fourth quarter, and the Sentinels can burn some clock here. Bounce pass fumbled away. And a shot is up, no good. I think Safel took that shot. Safel's been very, very effective for the Sentinels, although the Hornets have pretty well shut her down here the last few minutes of this fourth quarter. 1 minute exactly left with the Sentinels on top by 8. Sentinels looking to go 10-1 here, and just an outstanding season for the Lady Sentinels. Their next game right back here at Tie High Gymnasium 1 week from today, January 19th. That'll be the 26th of January against the up-the-road rivals, longtime rivals, the Mariah Vikings. Shot from long range. Oh, that just missed. And they needed that one. However, Good lead pass shot, no good. That was pretty to watch, even though the shot was not made. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and the Sentinels hanging on to an 8-point lead. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and we enjoyed bringing this to you, especially to our expanded audience today. And we wish the Hornets success the rest of their season. Shot is no good. Hornets with a chance here. They've had plenty of chances, but not able to put it down, and we have a Sentinel foul, I believe, with 17.1 left. That's a Sentinel foul. And the Sentinels now with, well, they're over the limit. Both teams are, so there's no point in really telling you how many team fouls. It wouldn't really do a lot of good. 2 shots for the Hornets. 17.1 left in the fourth quarter, and the Sentinels on top by 8. But I'll tell you one thing, the Hornets have really come here to play and done a good job against the Tigers. They have fought back on a number of occasions. But it looks like the Sentinels will prevail today here. And the Sentinels can play for one more. There's about 6 seconds left. 5, 4, 3. And the Sentinel fans saying, shoot, here we go! That'll do it. Final score here from Tie High. The Sentinels winning, but not without some difficulty. Final 49-41. And a well-deserved round of applause for the Sentinel girls. Well-deserved. As we take a look here, one final time at the Sentinels and the Plattsburgh Hornets. 49-41 your final. This has been a presentation of TiTV Channel 17 Sports. So long.